Understanding quality assurance in production industry, part 2. Learning points. In part 1, we learned how machines influence the realization of quality products and what can be done to assure minimal negative impact. In this presentation, we will be looking at the impact of production materials. Materials. Looking again at the fishbone Ishikawa diagram. Materials go into production to make quality products. This implies that if the materials are not of the required quality, the product quality will be negatively impacted. There are 3 classes of production materials. 1. Raw materials. 2. Packaging materials. 3. Auxiliary materials. 1. Raw materials are unprocessed or semi-processed materials that undergo some transformation to create products. Types of raw materials. Raw materials are mostly from 3 sources. 1. Plant source. Fruits, grains, resin, latex, etc. 2. Animal source. Leather, meat, milk, wool, etc. 3. Mineral source. Metals, crude oil, coal, etc. 2. Packaging materials are any materials employed in the packaging of the product. It serves to protect and preserve the product for the intended shelf life. Packaging materials are classified as primary, secondary, or tertiary. Primary packaging material is the material that comes into contact with the product, e.g., caps or cups, bottles, nylon, etc. Secondary packaging materials are the materials that are not in direct contact with the product. They carry the primary packs. Tertiary packaging materials carry the secondary packs. 3. Auxiliary materials. They include all materials that are incorporated into the product during production. They are referred to as supporting materials. Examples: enzymes, food-grade chemical additives, etc. How to assure the quality of materials for seamless production activities. Most production companies rely on a number of suppliers for their production materials. The organization needs to partner with the material suppliers in order to achieve the desired material specification before they are shipped to the factory. If any production company wants to remain competitive, their quality assurance activities on materials must start from the suppliers. Supplier management strategy. Supplier management is the deliberate effort by organization to create a mutually beneficial partnership with suppliers of the organization's production inputs. A supplier management strategy sets the tone on how an organization would source for materials, select the suppliers, and relate with those suppliers in order to sustain the organization's material quality. Key elements of the strategy. Material sourcing. The organization determines which of the materials would be sourced locally or imported. Supplier selection. The organization decides the criteria for the selection of local or international suppliers. A list of approved suppliers can be created to eliminate sourcing of materials from unrecognized vendors. Supplier performance. The organization establishes performance criteria for continuous evaluation of suppliers on a determined frequency. Feedback is communicated for improvement where necessary. Supplier audit. The organization may decide to routinely pay visits to the facility of the supplier for second-party process audit and suggest areas of improvement to the supplier. Complaint handling. Procedures are defined on how to handle the complaint on poor quality materials from the suppliers. A well-executed supplier management strategies lead to more predictability and improvement in supplier performance. It works to identify and mitigate sources of risks throughout the supply base. Let's look at quality activities when the materials have been shipped to the factory. A supplier can do well to supply materials to the specification of the purchasing company, but the company could destroy the quality through poor handling and storage. Assuming the supplied materials are of the right quality, let us use the material movement in the picture shown to discuss the responsibilities of the user organization to ensure the quality of the materials are sustained prior to use. 1. Supplier warehouse. Maintaining the appropriate warehouse conditions, e.g., humidity, temperature, ventilation, hygiene, etc., for the materials in the supplier warehouse is the responsibility of the supplier. However, the purchasing organization should be interested in what happens in such warehouses. 2. Material delivery trucks. Production material delivery trucks are most often overlooked in terms of fit for purpose. Delivery trucks should actually be regarded as a transit warehouse. The conditions of such trucks become very important with respect to the quality of the material they convey. 3. Entrance quality checks. These are checks or analysis done on production materials to verify the quality before they are received into the warehouse. These checks, depending on the type of material, could be organoleptic or analytical or both. 4. The user company warehouse. The user company storage facility should be more sophisticated than that of the suppliers because the materials are likely to stay longer in the buyer's warehouse. Material safety data sheet. Every material has a material safety data sheet, MSDS, or product information sheet, PIS. The sheet contains information about 1. The composition of the material, 2. Storage, temperature, humidity, etc. 3. Expiry date, 4. Reactivity of the material, and 5. General handling. This information must be complied with. Hope you learned something in this presentation. Please give thumbs up for this presentation, and for more of this content, kindly subscribe to our YouTube channel and don't forget to share. Thank you and see you on the next one.